Welcome back to Borderlands with your favorite crew.
We're here. Yes, we're here. We are here for you. We're here to play some video games.
Is it?
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's it?
Yeah.
We all provided a verse and you gave us like half a sentence.
We're here to play some video games for your entertainment. Come on, come down, one and all. Black and white, yellow and blue. Let's play
Twirl! What's a twirl?
It's a color, Roberts.
Example number...
You uncultured swine.
Example number 87, why Nick is really bad at improv.
Wow.
Dance!
That's my alarm.
Rude.
Everyone needs to know.
Dance.
Everyone needs to know that my alarm on my phone
2
is
seconds, Robert.
Cool Patrol
God bless.
From Ninja Sex Party.
from Ninja Sex Party, which is dope.
Is Dop.
Doppy.
It's Doppy.
PP.
Gone.
You guys know that
Let's
Dopey
go.
was gay?
What?
What?
Who's gay?
Dopey?
Nick.
Dope. What?
Dobby.
Dobby?
Dobby, that was it.
Wait, Harry Potter or Seven Doors?
Both.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, so
Oh shit.
while we're on the topic
What in the turret?
of killing things, how do you, Rob, have you ever seen Cats? Like the original?
No.
Okay. Well, Lisa showed me Cats for the first time the other day,
Hey, Wob.
and
yeah.
I really
shit.
liked it.
You wanna be my hero?
And so I still need to like look back
your hero, baby.
and watch the original
You accept your.
or the new trailer for the new Cats.
Christ.
But what's
sorry,
everyone's
Alicia.
thoughts on it?
I'm sorry.
Of
It is way
cats.
too far.
Yeah.
One more time, Nicholas, because I was trying to hope Robert was gonna rescue me, but
Yeah,
it'll
you're way
be
too
you.
goddamn far. Both of y'all.
Ooh!
Nick
Nick
somehow
don't need
rocket
help.
launcher.
Nick is amazing.
He says running around on fire.
Nick,
You're on fire.
One more time with cats.
Anyway, so the new Cats trailer
Okay.
came out recently.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen the original, so Alicia showed it to me a couple days ago.
It's
And I really liked it. I can definitely see why it's known as one of the greatest musicals. It's a classic. It's a classic. So what are people's thoughts on it? Rob, have you seen the trailer, even though you haven't seen the original?
The trailer.
You haven't?
Nope.
Okay.
So, as a fan of the original and a fan of the musical in general, I am very intrigued at how they're gonna do it. A lot of people are like hella judging it for like how weird it looks and whatever. There's only 2 red flags for me. Really, only 1 red flag. Like the second one is really not that bad. I can live with it. I will not say names for the sake of everybody's own sake.
I don't care. I'll say it.
I won't. But McCavity is gonna be the sexiest villain since
So
Loki.
this is more of a lash out on the original musical. That McCavity doesn't do anything.
Yes, he
He
does.
shows up. He beats a few guys up. Steals
Old
old
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy. They get him back, and then that was it. That's
Yeah,
all
but
he
the
did.
only reason that like you just don't understand is like McCavity is like a crime cat.
Yeah.
The best way to describe it, he's like the Don. Like no one fucks with him.
Right.
Like he's got, and the Jellicle cats are like their own weird misfits of cats.
Right, I can understand that.
And it would have
no
stopped.
one would be able to choose.
Exactly, it would have stopped the Jellicle ball,
Yeah.
and nothing would have got accomplished.
But why stop it? Like, what was his beef with the
Probably because he could be chosen for it.
Yeah.
Because the way I interpret the ending, and everyone can fight me for it, it's very obscure, and there's really no direct way. But it's like a second chance, a second life.
Right.
And McCavity would never be chosen for that because
Rob.
he's not.
There's a fucking badass bruiser here. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
cannot see where. Oh, you guys are on the other side of the wall. That's what.
Oh my god.
This guy's taking no fucking damage.
Anyway. Yeah. Okay.
People say things.
So, anyways,
And-
that's my thing of like, damn, you guys were far. I was dicking around apparently.
Yeah, you were.
Fuck off. So, just people who do bad things because they can do bad things, you know?
Right.
And, or it could just be because he was never going to be chosen to have a second life, so, like, that's his life. He can never escape it. But there's just so many ways you can interpret it, and you're probably just like mad at the ex machina that is Mr. Mistopheles.
Kinda.
But like you gotta imagine, like if it wasn't for him, it's like Kitty Soft Paws. Like she could get her hands on anything because she has soft paws.
Right.
So and that's like Mr. Mistopheles. Like he's the magic cat.
And I can forgive it. It's just like they built him up the entire musical. He had like his little lightning bolt moments and whatnot, and then like he shows up. And he steals old man Deuteronomy. Okay, yeah, that's a big deal. But then literally in the next song, they bring him back. It hasn't even been 10 minutes. And like, no one's like, oh wait, we have this.
They're running out of time. The Jellicle Ball was almost over.
Right.
Because by the end of the musical, like, it's it. That's over. Bye, guys.
I'm
Bye,
sorry.
Alicia.
There's only one of you that I could save.
Yeah,
and
it
so-
should be the one who's almost going to die.
Well, you know, he was
Oh my
closer.
God.
So, anyway.
Now kill Nick.
I liked the musical. I really did. I just thought that it was kind of like I don't even know the word I'm trying to think of. It's just kind of like he didn't do anything. You know, he was just there. He did a thing. It completely failed, and it was just kind of a weird like whiplash. You know.
Right.
It's like, oh no, he did something. Oh wait, no, he didn't do something. We're all happy now. Memories.
Well, no, Memory is a really tragic song.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, now we can move on to the song Memory. Like, as in, like, a...
Right. Well, because the whole musical isn't about McCavity. It's about the cats.
Right.
And it's about Grisabella's story more than anything.
Yeah.
So the whole point of him, like he's there to create conflict, but it's not the main focus.
Right. Which, I agree with that, too. But then, like, I don't know.
Like, I know it's weird.
I honestly think it would have been better if he showed up, he tried to take the old cat, but then failed. But then maybe he got injured or something, and they're like, oh no, what are we going to do? But then magical Mr. Mistopheles comes in and like he magically heals him or something like that. You know, like, I don't know. There's just...
Nick, you gotta remember, that musical is 2 hours long.
no
If they
idea
do
what y'all are
any
saying.
more, it would make it ridiculously long.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do that instead of like kidnapping him. It's just a really weird moment.
But it's the
And-
choreography that came into like them kidnapping him, because then you have the fight scene that happens.
Yeah, the fight scene
and-
was super cool. I like the fight scene. I'm just having
Jesus.
a problem with how they kidnap him, but then they get him right back. There wasn't even like any time in between.
Aw, you motherfucker.
You know, like if they would like stolen the old cat like earlier in the musical and then like kind of introduce some other cats in between that, then they come back and grab him.
Hey guys.
That would have been okay.
I'm trying, Rob. I'm trying to find a way up there.
Oh.
Nick, how the
well.
fuck did you fall?
Well, I got knocked back.
It's
Shit.
okay. Bye guys.
Sorry, Rob.
Sorry, Robbie.
I suck.
It's alright.
Our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Y'all were sitting there talking about fucking cats, and I'm like,
I was trying to like find a way in while I was talking.
No, I get that.
I wasn't paying
Nick
attention
wasn't.
at all.
Nick can only do one or the
It's
other.
alright. We know you weren't paying attention.
I can talk and shoot things, or I can talk and revive you.
I can talk. What?
Yeah. Yeah, try to
In other words,
decipher
reviving
that.
is the last thing on his mind. Any hoozles. I think it was fine as it is, because the whole, like I said, the whole thing is like they're trying to introduce the cats where they could to start the Jellicle Ball.
Right.
And hold on. Fine, fuck you. You want to do this the hard way? We'll do this the hard way. Any hoozles. It was almost like, you know, almost a history telling of like what the cats do.
Right.
You know, like, you know, Rum Tum Tugger, he's the slut. And you got Jenny Any Dot, who's like, hey, she's like this really awesome like fat cat, but she gets shit done. Like she's the one who like doesn't like discriminate against any species. She made the rats into an army. She gave she gave them employment, and she turned the roaches into an army. Like she was like literally Jenny Any Dot, Jenny who could do literally anything.
Right.
So it's giving you a history of like what the cats were like, what their lives were like outside the Jellicle Ball.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, well, guess what? McCavity's this awful dude. He's done awful things, and
Right.
this is the first time he's attacked them. And on this, like, it happens every year, but like this, for some reason, this night, McCavity chooses like, oh, you know what? Let's just take old Deuteronomy. Probably has no idea that Mr. Mistopheles is even a thing.
Probably
and that's
not.
where Rum Tum Tugger is like, hey, you guys probably don't know this, but he's Mr. Mistopheles. He's a magic cat. Like, he can do
Okay.
all this stuff. So then they're like, holy shit, he's this amazing thing. This is our chance to actually get him back. Because, like I said, I just don't think he thought about any of
Right.
that. And
And-
that's why McCavity becomes like such a random thing, and that's why the huge Ex Machina moment happens.
Right. Okay. So I guess like I was viewing it the wrong way because you saying that like he just didn't know Mr. Mistopheles existed. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So
Because if you notice in the beginning, like like Mr. Mistopheles is in it, but they don't
Yeah.
know him as like the magical cat
Right.
until that number.
right. So like
And he's like, it's a different getup. Even his demeanors are different.
right.
So that's how I interpret it. Anybody else who's watching this is like, Alicia, you're 1,000,000,000% wrong. That's your opinion, and go fuck yourself.
That's just like your opinion, man.
It's your opinion, man.
So I liked it.
I've been watching this, like, I watched the 98 movie, like, growing up, so I have a very huge attachment to it. And, you know, being, 4 and watching it, you're like, oh shit, there's some weird shit, but I like it. But I like it.
Anyway, sorry, Rob. We totally just kind of
Like went on a
I
rampage,
listen, whatever,
but...
dude. I've just been paying attention to how little damage I've been doing.
Oh,
Oh,
it's okay.
it's okay.
So, and for all those reasons, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for Jennifer Hudson playing Grisabella because she has the vocals for it. I'm very excited for Idris Elba to be the sexy McCavity he was born to be.
Hey, you found it. Good job.
You're welcome. I figured that was what we were missing.
Uh,
La, 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 la. Who else am I missing? I'm not looking forward to... Actually, no, it makes a lot of sense. But I'm pretty sure that, like, Taylor Swift is playing one of the slut cats.
Emphasis on slut. What?
Rum Tum Tugger is Jason Derulo, which I have slight problems with, but I think I'll get over it.
Jason Derulo.
La 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 la. Who else is in this cast? Judi Dench as old Deuteronomy is going to be a really interesting take, and I love her to death. Rebel Wilson as Jenny Anydot. It's going to be fantastic, and James Corden as Bustopher Jones.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just perfect. So I think the CGI is going to throw me off a little bit, but after I get through it and I get past that, I get through the fact that it's Hamilton choreography. I get to the fact that we're getting someone who directed the Les Mis movie, and the production design looks amazing.
Yeah.
So
I think it looks great. I just think that movies nowadays are just like holding on to way too much CGI. I mean, you can bring in the Lion King argument. It's like, yeah, they look like lions, but they also are expressionless and boring. You know? And it's like your movies are relying way too much on CGI and realism versus creativity and a look that is not only unique and inspiring, but also timeless, that doesn't look like anything that you can look up a picture and find. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
like,
speaking of which, let's look at what they are doing on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
no problem. Because, like, everyone, you know, right now, Lion King just came out, dating the video, but whatever. And, like, all the lions look boring, and they look like regular lions.
Oh, wasn't even more down. Shit.
What is it now?
So it started at 58 at its initial release. Then it went down to 55 yesterday, and now it's down to 53%.
Well,
Oh, no.
they don't care.
Yeah.
They made them millions of dollars. That's
Oh,
all
I
they
know.
wanted.
And, like, I know my family, I was like, oh my god, and, like, my friends and family are just like, oh my god, I'm gonna go see Lion King, are you excited? I was like, I'm honestly sitting this one out. Like, this, Aladdin, and it's nothing against Aladdin, it's just I really didn't feel the need to go see it in theaters.
Right.
And, like, same thing with Lion King. It's like, I was kind of hyped about it in the beginning, and then as they were starting to release more and more and more,
You realize
I was
that
like,
there
you
was
know
literally
what?
no
There's
points.
literally nothing to live for on this. I'm sorry. Like, I love the cast. I love Donald Glover as much as the next person, and the cast is great. It just really will come down to, like, wow, CGI is really gonna kill, like, all the stuff that Disney created in the original, and it's
Right.
overkill.
Well, it's not even CGI, because there's a lot of movies that use CGI for
It's
the
shitty
betterment.
CGI.
Yeah, it's
But that's
just
what I'm
like,
saying. Like, they need to remember what they created with the 2D animation,
Right.
and to know that, because, like, CGI is just amplified 3D animation. That's
Right,
all it is.
yeah.
So they're just really, really trying to like crutch onto that. Obviously, they're gonna make bank by making every like one of their animations into a live action,
Right.
but they're going too far in certain things. Like Mulan is the one I'm most excited for, just because it's gonna be culturally appropriate.
I was about to say,
and
but
if
that's
they
just
do it the way that they should,
Yeah.
there won't be anything to go wrong on
I was
this.
going to say, but they're just taking a completely different take. It's not like they're just reimagining this. So they're not just like taking the original story and putting it in a live action scenario. They are re-amplifying the original story and making it more based off the actual legend, and actually trying to tell a new story based off loosely what they already had. You know, and like just I think is great. They're trying something new. That's the key factor here. Is they're doing something different than they did before. They're innovating. They're moving forward. They're not just keep recycling the same old stuff they have been.
But then it goes back to the argument that everybody says, you know, like Aladdin wasn't the same as the original, and like that they are trying to like not make it absolutely the same.
But was it enough to actually be able to
I
tell
just
a big
think
difference?
I just think it just wasn't. I just don't think it was necessary, especially
agree.
Lion King. Lion King was not necessary. Aladdin, I can see because it actually has qualities that can make it live action. Like I can see why they like grabbed it and went for it.
Yeah.
But it's just Lion King is way too much. Like movies they should focus on: Atlantis, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I was gonna say they should look at like some of their older movies that didn't do.
They're
as well.
saying that they're doing a Treasure Planet one.
What?
Since you've literally just said that, I just yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know how true that is, but I heard some stuff.
I have some things to say about
I have
that.
some things, and if anyone who knows anything about Disney history, Treasure Planet was supposed to be the setup to kill off the 2D animation.
It was literally set up to kill.
Literally the sabotage child to set up 2D to die.
Because not only was it a beautiful and gorgeous and amazing movie in every way, shape, and form, the marketing for it was unimaginably bad, and the directors who made it were fought back the entire time. And even when just everything about it, like, because that was around the 90s and like early 2000s where like Disney was shifting. Pixar was huge right now, and a lot of the upper ups were retiring and new ones were coming in, and they wanted to move on from 2D and go to 3D. And so, but they're still trying to convince a lot of other people that like we need to. And so what do? They have Treasure Planet from two directors who made The Black Cauldron before, which at the time was Disney's worst hit. So you have that. It was an extremely expensive movie because they did the same thing they did with Tarzan, where they blended 3D aspects with the 2D animation, make it look really
just
great.
Smoother, yeah.
But it was expensive. So you got this really expensive movie with directors who have had a sketchy past with making movies that make money. Plus, so on top of that, if it fails, then they have just one more excuse to end the 2D animation studios in general. So when marketing came around, it was just, seriously, watch the trailers. They were so bad. In one of the trailers, they literally announced the plot twist in the middle, and then plus it was released the same day as Harry Potter 1, The Sorcerer's Stone. It's just like, everything about it was so set up. I'm really just undertoning a lot of this because there's just so many things that you look at it. It's like, wow, that was a setup.
It was a piece of shit move, is what it was.
But great movie, and honestly, I think it's just one of those things that if they do a live action of it, it'll ruin it because of just how special and classic the original animation was. Because if they redo it, it'll just be another Star Trek or another Star Wars. It won't have that unique animation that it once had.
Oh, you piece of shit.
I think I finally figured out why I don't like live action. Because animation, you can literally do anything with it. There's so many different styles of animation and different things you can play around with and make it look and animate differently to make it truly unique and a different experience for that specific movie.
Yeah, but then
with live action, it's kind of harder to do that.
But the thing is, completely off the live action part. So CGI, you could create the same thing, and Disney had that opportunity with Lion King, but then they refused to do that.
Right.
Like, take James Cameron's Avatar.
Yeah.
Literally rebuilt technology, like, did a whole new, like, it was just like, oh, I have money and I have, my whole life. Let's just redefine what cinema technology in and CGI is.
Right.
And just make this a fucking masterpiece. So, like, that's CGI done right in terms of doing what you want, conveying a story in a different way, and just putting you in Pandora and making you feel like you're surrounded by these natives.
Right.
And, like, if he could fucking do it, then Disney can. That's how, like, I'm so pissed off. Like, they have, like, probably 30 times more, like, than what James Cameron is worth. And yet they give a shit like this.
Right. It really just speaks for how the company actually cares, too. Anyway,
Anyways,
we're
what-
gonna-
how do you
Hey.
we're going to end that episode there. Maybe next time we'll actually give Robert a chance to speak.
Listen. I don't do movies. I stopped giving a
It's
fuck
for
a
the
long time
best.
ago.
It's for the best.
So
just for the sake of your own mentality.
if y'all are sitting there going off about movies, y'all can sit there and hear me rant about physics every so often. So, anyways,
Which you
moving
do.
on. Good time to end the episode. Thanks for joining us, guys.
And thank you for hearing your Disney rants and how much we just... God damn it.
Well, yeah, definitely
No
let
more
us know
Disney
in the
talk.
comments how you feel about all of this.
Do you think Disney should continue these live actions?
Have fun, be good, and above all else, stay caffeinated.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good day to you, sir.